Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Dubai. And we're going to have a very exciting game between Meet Your Makers and no longer Meet Your Makers, also known as Vitriolic Gaming. Next to me is the captain of Vitriolic, Taz, and MYM's Jumpy. Jumpy, you guys are pretty much the newcomers here. Except for Zed, how many players in your team have played in an international semi-final so far?
None of us.
None of you guys. Are you nervous?
No.
Not at all? Do you think that your opponents have been in many, many tournaments? They have won already many, many tournaments. Do you think experience will be a factor in this game?
No, I don't think so. We had a lot of great teams in our group stage that we proved that we can take them, so I don't think that will come in. I don't think it will matter.
So, you know, group stage is one thing, but the stage, the tension, the intensity of a semi-final, not going to affect you at all? You don't think so?
No, we have so confident players that they just want to kill everyone, so I don't think so.
So, what do you expect of this game?
Win for us.
2-0, 2-1?
2-0.
Very confident for a debut, I guess. Taz, how does it feel after all those years to play against MYM?
I think that for us it's extra special because people behind MYM lied to us and put us in a very bad situation. They owe us a lot of money, so basically for us it's like revenge. So I treat it as a final, and I just want to bash them so much that I never had such feelings. So yeah, that feels special.
So right now, Jumpy, Zed, and the others are the enemy.
Like the biggest enemy I ever had. And the biggest we ever had, so yeah, nothing else to add.
All right, if there is nothing else to add, then we will focus on the game, and when we come back, James and Joe will bring you all the action from this exciting semi-final.
So welcome back to the commentary booth. Yeah, very interesting words there from both teammates actually, and I think we've obviously got to consider the new MYM team haven't really been in this position internationally. They don't think it's going to affect them, and Taz there just basically saying, yeah, MYM owe us a lot of money, and of course they were representing Meet Your Makers, and Meet Your Makers, I'm not sure of the situation, they kind of liquidated, so to speak, and then decided to come back and not pay anybody as far as Taz is concerned. So that's an interesting situation. So he's really made this one into a massive kind of game. I think this will be much more interesting to watch now after those couple of words from Taz. Very interesting.
Yeah, and he said that they're the biggest enemies they've ever had right now. So that's, yeah, an interesting one. And obviously that brings a lot of passion into this game from the Vitriolic side. Right now, MYM are just having a bit of a chat before they get into the game, get things started. And I think Jump is right there that, you know, even though they've not had a lot of, well, any international experience up to now with this lineup, they've come out of here flying. They've beat some great teams in the group stage, and I think they're on a high right now, and they can carry it through.
Well, that's the thing. They definitely are on a high. So if they come out strong, that's going to be where they're going to, you know, could be potentially very, very dangerous if they come out strong or even just pick up the first map. On the other side, we really haven't seen Meet Your Makers struggle so far this tournament, and Vitriolic are a very, very tough team. If they do put a lot of pressure onto Meet Your Makers, how are they going to cope? Because so far, all we've seen them do is win rounds and shout.
Yeah, but I guess winning rounds is all you need to do to win the game. So, yeah, but I see what you're saying. I mean, this game is going to be highly charged, and both of these teams are very loud. It's just a shame that Luke's not sitting on this end next to Zet, I think. And we may have to bring security in if that was the case. But
I'd like to think that me and you between them would calm the storm.
Yeah, possibly. But, you know, MYM now are going to sit back down, and we should be able to get this one underway here very shortly. Jay, who in your opinion is the favourite for this game?
You kind of, on performance so far this tournament, you'd say MYM, but you would just definitely never count out Vitriolic, just because you know, it was a little bit like Fnatic for them, somewhat their games in the when we had them in relegations. They just kind of said, well, this is what we actually can do. And Fnatic came out strong, K23, and Vitriolic came out maybe even a little bit stronger, even though the scoreline wasn't as big. But I think they had a slightly tougher opponent. But Neo and Luke definitely played a great game. And just to get you informed, it is going to be first map Inferno, and we are going to be playing best of 3, so first of 2 will move on, and soon we will be going into the 9th round once these guys get a restart. And what about you, Joe? Your opinion on who's the favourites?
I think form counts for nothing moving into this game. You know, we saw Vitriolic last night, who have had a good group stage, a tough group stage, losing only to SK, and they absolutely destroyed Alternate on that final map. And I felt a little bit for Alternate as well, because they were here from like 8:30 in the morning or something until their final game, and they had some long breaks in between. So there was, you know, the whole fatigue factor to kind of put into the equation there, but you can't take anything away from Vitriolic. Their second map performance on Nuke was just absolutely amazing. And just to give you a little bit of information, we're going to be playing Inferno here first. Second map will be Nuke, which is the choice of Vitriolic, and then we will play Train in the third and final map, should we need it.
Yeah, so those are going to be the 3 maps, and honestly, both teams look very, very calm and dedicated to do this. And actually, Neo on the end just grabbed himself a coffee, but let's meet a couple more of the players.
Yeah, let's have a look then at this lineup. First of all, it's going to be Vitriolic, and the man on the end who had a brilliant performance yesterday, playing very offensively with that AWP, is going to be Luke, and as well as being one of the most vocal members of this team. And second, we have Lord, who for me yesterday was one of the most stable players in this Vitriolic lineup, constantly racking up the frags and, you know, pulling off some very nice situations. And in the middle we have Taz, who on the first map on Dust 2 came up really strong and picked up a lot of frags, and we heard from him in the interview there that, you know, this is a bit of a revenge match for him, with MYM supposedly owing him a lot of money. Then we have Kuban, who we also have Cartman next to him, so Cartman's just trying to get in there on the fame. I know his game. Then we have on the end Neo, who at the end of the game yesterday on Nuke was looking like the Neo that everyone loves to watch. So we'll see if we can see that here today. And their opponents, of course, will be Meet Your Makers. And first of all is going to be Zet, the voice on the team, and of course a former SK player. All of these players in the MYM lineup will be from Sweden. And second of all, we have Peter, who, for me, in the first group stages, was one of the stronger members of this MYM lineup and kept them in the game and won a few important rounds for them. Then in the middle, we have Jumpy, who we've just heard in the interview, very, very confident here, MYM, going into this match. And Jumpy said, even though we have no experience, we feel like we're ready for this, and we're going to win it 2-0. Then we have Modi, who, again, was amazing for me in the group stages. All of these MYM players, and you know, it's hard to single out a single one who was really a better one of the team. And then finally, at the end, we have Delpan, who, with that AWP, won some very, very important rounds during the group stages and brought MYM to the position they are in now, with 5 wins out of 5 in the group, and they go straight into the semi-final against the relegation game winners, Vitriolic.
Yes, there you have it there, the 2 teams. The 10 players here on stage, and potential champions as the winner of this move will be moving into the finals. But it does look like Meet Your Makers and Vitriolic will confirm that they are ready. We're actually just having a connection problem here on stage, so we might have to get a server restart. But certainly, all the names now coming from Meet Your Makers are potential big stars here. I know a lot of the times when we do the kind of roster rundown, if you want to call it that, I honestly believe that Meet Your Makers are really going to make some sort of impact internationally on these players. You know, Delpan, Jumpy, Moody, you know, Pitta, and, you know, of course, Zet. I think a couple of them will definitely get a lot more attention and certainly build up some fans, because they've,
yeah,
all
of
them have
will.
just definitely been playing brilliantly.
Yeah, they certainly will, you know, have a lot of fans after this event, and they've opened the eyes to what this team can do. And of course, the former roster the addition of Zet here from B-Grip, I think is a great pickup for Meet Your Makers, and they've proved that already here. Already guaranteed themselves, of course, top 4 in this tournament. We did get the server restarts in, and we are now all ready to go by the looks of things. Of course, we will knife to decide exactly who starts on which side. And Jay, I think Inferno is going to be maybe the closest out of these 3 maps, if we see 3.
I think so as well. It will be really interesting to see how Luke and Neo are going to come in on form. They're quite important players on this map for Vitriolic. You know, Luke being offensive, Neo also being able to AWP and can still make a lot of stuff happen. But Cuban was great yesterday too. So there's definitely, you know, it'll be interesting just to follow who's going to come out strong today. And each team needs all of their players to come out strong, because well, it's a very, very tough challenge. And then moving on into the final is going to be even tougher. So hopefully, if this game's close, it won't drain people. I think yesterday a few teams were drained after such close matches and didn't perform too well afterwards. But we are going to go live into the knife round, currently following Zet. Actually, Taz is going to take a flesh wound, if we can call it anything. Neo as well. And it is going to be first kill to Meet Your Makers. And actually, it's going to be Vitriolic the bring back 3, so 2 remaining. And there comes a 2-on-2. Pitter gets another one, and Moody will finish that one off after Pitter claimed himself 2. And they are going to be swapped sides, so it will be Vitriolic moving on to that CT side, and already they're making noise over the, what could be classed as a victory, but still, yeah, a small victory on the knife round.
Yeah, a small victory, but it could be an important one. Give them the start they want, and see how they settle down in this CT side and get off to the good start that MYM are looking for. In my opinion, whoever wins this first map is going to take the match. I mean, the thing is, we're going up next map on Nuke for definite. Then we could see Train 3rd, which for me, Nuke and Train are 2 very nice maps for Vitriolic, to be honest.
Yeah, they would be. And I want to see how Neo plays as well, because he looked like he had an espresso when he sat down.
Yeah, he was drinking the coffee early on. So I wonder if they've had like lots of sleep, or whether they've been up. I mean, they were playing till quite late anyway. But we'll have to see. We are live here then in the pistol round. Let's see how MYM play this one. Right now it's a quite offensive start for both sides, as we will get Zet firing down onto Luke. Yeah, still have 2 players at the end. Zet will take off Luke, who was down there by that T ramp. The rest of Vitriolic have sat right back now. They're expecting something a bit more aggressive here from MYM, I think.
Yeah, they are. And we do have 3, as you can see, over by A, and only 1 right now defending that B site. Jumpy's taken a lot of damage.
Good grenade, though, that he got off there, to be honest. That is knocked Kuban and Lord down. Taz went down a little bit as well. We are about to see maybe a push from Vitriolic. Still 50 seconds to go in the round. Edge their way in. They've not been spotted just yet. They will be now, and they are going to move in. Jumpy and Modi both getting up those kills, and it's all on Taz. Jumpy will finish things off, and MYM will take the first pistol round here on Inferno. Great start for them.
Yeah,
Zet really helping things at the start there, getting that first kill onto Luke on T ramp.
Yeah, first kill was very, very nice, and also, as you said, Jumpy did put down a nice grenade. That gave him a big advantage, and certainly it did seem like the kills came quite easily at the end of that round. So first pistol will go towards Vitriolic, sorry, Meet Your Makers. And of course, Vitriolic are going to remain on pistols. Deagles, actually.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they plan to come back in this one. And we have seen a few times in this tournament, actually, teams winning these second rounds. Virtus Pro were kind of keen on doing that, and they did it a good few times in their games. Right now, Taz has edged his way into a nice little position. He is going to be blind, but he will be looked to move out here first. Right now we have Kuban inside the middle area as well, but MYM are absolutely destroying this push. Only Taz was the last remaining member, and actually MYM didn't lose a single player during that round. There'll be no kills so far for this Vitriolic side.
And we are going to have what looks to be, as you can see on the left of your screens, you know what it is, and Just making sure I keep her quiet enough to make sure they know there's not an early buy, because even between rounds, it's probably the only time that you'll find Meteor Makers quiet.
It's a nice little aggressive push early on there down middle from MYM. They've done the damage to Taz. Luke will get up in sniper deck to have a look, see if he can spot anyone else in and around that area. Here comes this push. Jumpy has taken down Luke. The rest of Vitriolic now moving into this area. Jumpy will be there. Peter will come in to back things up.
And that will, of course, be now buy round for Vitriolic. And this is going to be important.
Yeah, it certainly will be. This will be one of the more interesting rounds that we've seen so far. Let's see how Vitriolic set up their plans and how they look to go about winning a round early on in this one. Let's get around to Modi, actually, because he's the man that could do a lot of damage, and he will take the first one then. That was Taz, who was boosted up into apartments. Kuban was already looking, and we are going to see a fast push here from Vitriolic. MYM have brought it back to a 3-on-3. Here's Pitter as well inside of that side, and he gets himself a double. It's now all on Neo.
He's on a 1-on-2 right now.
3.
Well, Delpen's over on B, so 1-on-2 on A.
Here goes the spray from Neo. He's got one in Big Pit, one on the side, and Pitter will pull off a hat-trick. And that's the first gun round here going to Meet Your Makers. And right now, they're steamrolling.
Yeah, certainly not the best start, but at the same time, it was really Pitter who had to come up huge, free with the FAMAS, got himself a hat-trick, and of course that's going to get the noise buzzing just off to our left here on stage, and Vitriolic yet to reply. 4-0.
Well, they are going to attack this banana site. Zet will be there, ready and waiting, but they've slowed it down here now of Vitriolic. The smoke's put down in that position. Let's get around to Pitter, who will peek his way out. Again, will take down the first kill of the round. Vitriolic will back away. This is a deco round for them. So now they start to move in towards this middle area. That netted site will be watched here by Delpan. Modi will spray down 2 there. Oh, sorry, 1 actually with the M4. We have Taz and Lord both picking up kills, and now they've got weapons, or at least one weapon. And this will maybe allow something for the Vitriolic side to come back into it. Peter's taken out by Lord. Finally, he's neutralized. It's now Taz 1 versus 2 against Zet and Jumpy. The bomb is down, actually, inside of the middle area, and Taz could meet Zet here any second. Zet will have a peek, and Zet will take the frag. And Vitriolic there having a little bit of a scare, despite the deco... sorry, MYM having a bit of a scare, despite the deco round from Vitriolic, but in the end, they put the round on the board, and that's what really matters to them. They're now 5-0 in the lead, and early on, we have Jumpy on 9-1, Peter at 5-1. Zet still hasn't died even.
Yeah, and as you said, it was a pretty successful deco round. They managed to kill the AWP, which is Delpen. Also pushed in quite well, and Lord picked up a nice kill onto Pitter, so it did do well. Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen, and actually Jumpy will take down Lord, and was somebody already down now, and we've got AKs and Luke on the AWP, and Luke's going to be interesting, his situation, because he's going to be playing through the smokes. We've also got Delpan AWP, but over on the B side, that's where Pitter has to defend, and it will be Luke to pick up the kill. Zet's going to be there. A nade goes over top, but as you can see, direction has somewhat changed. And Taz now is in a good position.
Well, this is slow, but it may just work out for Vitriolic. Modi is watching here around that middle area. They've taken out Taz. This is surely the signal that they have to move and put the pressure on one of these sites, and we can see which site that will be here, as Delpan will take out Kuban. Neo will have to move in now with Luke, who collects the bomb. Here come the shots, and Luke will now go offensive, but he's got Zet off to his left-hand side. And that's another gun round in the bag for Meet Your Makers, and it's now 6-0.
Yeah, Delpan just coming up huge here for his team.
Vitriolic unable to find a real hole actually right now in this MYM defense.
I mean, that one left Luke in a horrible position. Hadn't Neo been able to get the initial kill, they could have maybe cleaned up Zet, the last man, and then defended 2 versus 2, but Delpan had other plans.
Well, they will of course have the money to buy here again. So we will have the push up into that area. Delpan has sniped off Luke, and that's a real big opening frag. Muddy onto Taz as well, and now it's really a struggle, an uphill struggle for this Vitriolic side. Neo is the only one with almost full health for the Poles. Kuban is in fact stuck here. Delpan will out-aim Neo, and now it's all on Kuban. That bomb is actually up by the apartment, so Kuban, even if he gets a kill or 2 here, will still struggle to get himself up onto that balcony. It's so open, and especially with Delpan hanging around, it's going to be very, very tough. Kuban now will peek off towards Library, and Delpan is there, and Delpan is hitting absolutely everything right now, and it's 7-0 MYM.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to go up against a strong AWP on the CT side. In that time, they decided to put in a faster push on the A side, but unfortunately, it wasn't very successful over by Carpeted, and Bomb went down there, and it just made it just too hard for them. They needed a cleaner entry, and right now, Vitriolic will be thinking, what have we got to do tactically to actually get a point on the board? And already, I think that was Pitter's grenade that went down Banana, just took Neo and Cuban below half HP, and that's huge.
Well, Taz himself is not looking in great shape. He's taken the damage there through the wall, but they will start to edge their way in. Delpan watching over that middle area. Lord and Taz are now edging their way around. The smoke in a good position by the end of that carpeted hallway. Let's get around actually to Modi, who is going to absolutely destroy that push into middle. There will be the push out of balcony from Lord, but Jumpy was there. It's now all on Taz, who's worked his way back through the apartments in his 1 versus 3. Jumpy will be there.
Time out now.
And 2 men from this MYM squad will pick up that round, and Vitriolic are going to call a timeout. Jumpy is 13-1 right now, and the best that Vitriolic have to offer is a 4 and 8 from Lord.
Yeah, no, Neo, as soon as he died in that situation, took off his headphones, and instantly they decided it was going to be a timeout. So hopefully for them, this can break the stride of Meet Your Makers. Meet Your Makers definitely would have liked to continue playing. This timeout was a good choice, even though it's used this early. I definitely think, you know, breaking their momentum now is a better idea. Whether or not they've got enough to actually go on the buy next round would be important. I don't think a timeout into pistol.
I really like MYM's style actually, just kind of sat there in a row, linked up and just staring at Vitriolic.
I have to say a little bit, they look intimidating, but also a little bit like a boy band. So, but definitely they know what needs to be done, and they're having fun here on stage with Vitriolic. Vitriolic, they are an experienced team, also a team that do like throwing out the potential intimidation if they can get the rounds on the board and take the lead. Yesterday, certainly they were making a lot of noise to Team Alternate, and Team Alternate, I do think that shook them a little bit. They definitely didn't play as a team very well. There were a few moments where it seemed like lemmings. They were going into situations one by one. But right now, Vitriolic are just meeting strong Meet Your Makers time after time. Someone's coming up big. Moody last round, took 3 in a row. And it looks like we are going to have him sat down. I'm not even sure if Vitriolic were aware of what Meet Your Makers were doing at halftime.
Taz and Luke had a little bit of a play fight there. I think that's Taz trying to get Luke into his mood.
Yeah, you got to tenderize him. You got to tenderize him a bit.
Well, both teams are having different styles of how to go about that timeout. And MYM, I guess the call was just keep it as it is. Keep racking these rounds up. Let's see then if this timeout has had any effect on the Poles. Although this round is going to be a deco for them anyway, so don't be expecting too much from it. Let's watch Delpan. if we can get around quick enough.
Then we will have a boost up into a farm.
Modi's going to be there anyway.
I think Modi was going to be the one that's going to score these kills.
Well, possibly, but they've all backed away now. Here comes the push from Vitriolic. They've done a little bit of damage down to Delpan, who will step back. And, well, this is going to be a whitewash round again for Meet Your Makers. Not losing a single man, and only 2 of them even taking damage. And we will move up to 9-0. Now, this is where Vitriolic's little team talk will now show. And this round for MYM may just be a sinker.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything tactically changed here for Vitriolic. I honestly believe they're just trying to get people playing like they were yesterday. So we might see an offensive Luke, to be honest. And he already is going offensive. He's gone down B, but 2 grenades is going to finish him off. Pitter down center through smokes and
so offensive. MYM.
Yeah, Meet Your Makers didn't want to give him any time to put anything in action, and Zet will at least give up a frag here. 3 versus 4.
Delpan here watching down Banana. That grenade will do a little bit of damage to him. You can see that this Vitriolic push will concentrate around the middle area. Delpan does, as we move away, chime in with 1 kill. He's looking for a second. Neo will out-aim him though. But he did hit him, just didn't get the kill. There goes the smoke. And the 2-man Vitriolic push is coming in. Muddy was there behind the box. Very sneaky position. And, well, just the offensiveness, to be honest, from MYM there. 2 of them down middle very early on. Lots of grenades, 3 of them pushing Banana.
And that's really what caught him out as well. Having 3 at Banana at the end, that allowed Moody to have that surprise element. They didn't think they'd have another one down there. They thought it was Zet and Delpan only, but Moody was indeed down Banana. And actually, they're going to do a similar thing again.
Yeah, again, just a mass of grenades down that Banana area.
It worked. Luke is down half HP, Neo and Cuban, so that was all the players at the bottom of Banana.
Here is Delpan again. Let's watch it because he is hitting lots today. He will take 2 there. Neo and Luke going out early on in the round. And to be honest, this is absolutely fantastic from Meet Your Makers. And, they were good yesterday, but we weren't quite expecting this much from them. Lord is now the last man alive. He has finally shut down Modi, who has been doing so much for this MYM side. And looking at the scoreboard, 15-1 for Jumpy, 15-5 for Modi, 12-3 for Delpan. Lord now versus Zet, Jumpy and Delpan. 47 seconds to go in the round. Lord does have the bomb in hand. Let's watch Jumpy, who will watch over this area. And now this is the position that he wants, and Lord will walk straight into him. And that will be another one for Meet Your Makers, 11 rounds to 0.
And certainly Meet Your Makers just, I don't think they could have even expected before this match that it could have started off this well. I think this is possibly not even an expectation coming into the game, but certainly maybe a dream, because at the moment, all of them playing like superstars. Modi and Delpan particularly throwing out some great kill-death ratios.
Yeah, certainly. I think Vitriolic have to change things up a little now and really start to work their magic. Maybe go a bit more aggressive, because that's where we have seen the big pluses from them before. Good grenades coming in, but here comes Vitriolic. What can they do? Jumpy and Muddy both opening up with the frags. Taz is in on the site. Muddy, though, will get himself 2. He's looking for more. Taz is on that bomb site. Neo will finally shut down Muddy to give him his 3rd kill of the game. There goes Peter, and in comes Taz. Delpan was there, close range. And again, MYM thwart the attack. And, Vitriolic have tried it slow, they've tried it aggressive, and it's just not working out. And it's 12-0, 3 rounds to go. And this, if we hit 15-0, will be a huge thing for Meet Your Makers.
I think it would absolutely just be incredible. And that attack there over on A site was slightly more successful than previous, but unfortunately, Your Makers once again too strong for Vitriolic. If you fan of them, it's unfortunately. Neo could take some damage there. They are on the buy now. They will need to make something happen. They were slightly more cautious about that B site. And Delpan once again, you can see him off to your left. He's going to be AWP. Couldn't get a shot off. Cuban's going to cross though. Could be dangerous. No, he's not. Nicely done.
Neo again has lost a load of health. Muddy is inside that middle area, and again he takes a head off 1 and 2. Brilliant again from Muddy. He's absolutely on fire here for Meet Your Makers. Runs out of ammo there in the end. Zet will pick up another one, and it's now all on Taz versus 3, and it is Pitter that comes around the side. And to be honest, Meet Your Makers don't even need to make noise right now. The scoreline is, I think, enough to push the, well, the confidence of Vitriolic right down there in the dirt. And we've seen this before, actually, from this Vitriolic lineup. They actually at the Continental Finals where they got destroyed. I think it was 15-0 and then just a 1-0 by NTW on train. So they have been in this position before. They know how it feels. Let's go back to Delpan and watch him clear up here on Banana. There's 3 for him. Looking for another one. There it is. Can he get the ace? Oh, he went for that last shot. He's got now just Kuban to take. They should let him get it on his own. But either way, it was you know, a brilliant round again from MYM. 14-0, last round in the half.
I look over to your screen.
You know what? You'd be a rich man if you put a euro on this scoreline.
I don't think there's any betting sites for this.
There are. Well, this is the final round, and oh my God, look at this.
Rush.
This could be the only round maybe that MYM lose. We'll have to see how that goes. At the moment, it's kill for kill. Neil would take out Jumpy, and Vitriolic, I think for the first time in this game now, have the man advantage, 3-on-2. But it's Muddy and Zet, and if Muddy's recent form is anything to go by, he can certainly pull off this round, and he's taken down Lord. Flashes will go out. Muddy's going to peek. Neo was watching, and now it's all on Zet to have the perfect half for Meet Your Makers. Neo and Kuban to go up against. Bomb is ticking away. Zet has spotted one. In comes the flash. Zet will push now. He's got one in Big Pit. What can Zet hit? That man in Big Pit is going to be his first target here. So yeah, it does take a bit of damage. He pushes through, and Neo will win that last round. And high fives and hands in the air from Vitriolic. But they end the round 14-1 with MYM, well, running the show, that's for sure. 20-9 Muddy finished after that first half. 17-4 for Jumpy, 16-5 for Delpan, and just, you know, pretty much everyone on the team. Actually, Zet was the lowest fragger there, but to be fair, he didn't really have much to do.
Yeah, and certainly that last round from Meet Your Makers was an attempt maybe to rub salt in the wound, just rushing down center through smokes. Jumpy actually did get into a dangerous position, but only managed to pick up 1 kill. They will most likely be looking to take this one, but honestly, you got to look over to Vitriolic, wonder what conversations they're going to be having. And right now, you don't want to point fingers at your teammates. I don't think anyone particularly let them down. I just think it was Meet Your Makers just playing superbly, and well, they've got to find a way to, you know, get Meet Your Makers off their game. Maybe slow it right down. They just need, because at the moment, honestly, Meet Your Makers have predicted Vitriolic a lot. You know, grenades down that banana, always being hitting. Delpan's never really being caught out of position. Moody stands strong at every single attack that they've thrown at him.
Yeah, MYM are in absolutely huge spirits right now, and they're just having fun, and that's a really big thing, I think, just for their mindset. And they will get themselves sat down ready for the second half. MYM having Vitriolic having a bit of a heated discussion, and after Taz's strong words before this game, they could maybe come back and slap him in the face, but we'll have to see. I think, you know, obviously this map, without being obvious, is all down to the first round. But Vitriolic, they can pull this back if they are very, very good. But I just can't see anything from this map for them, and they're just going to have to maybe forget about it and think about the next 2 maps, which are Nuke and Train, which are really good for them.
If they can pick up some rounds and use it to get maybe back in form. At the same time, Meet Your Makers, I believe they really don't have any pressure on them on stage. Even though they've joined the organization, Meet Your Makers, I don't think they've, you know, were initially expected to get a top 4 or make it to the finals. So it just seems that there is no worries. Even if it goes bad now, it almost feels like there's no worries for them.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I don't think there is any pressure on them, and they weren't in their right minds. Yeah, they wanted to do well. They were excited to see how they do, but I don't think they were expecting a 5-0 in the group stage, and then this kind of starts the playoffs.
You see this a lot when you've got no pressure on a team. They can do really, really well. Now, say for example, Meet Your Makers win this event and they go to the next event. There's going to be expectations, and that can then change the way the team plays. But we are going to go back into the second half. Currently following Luke. Looking for some shots. And Meet Your Makers have slowed this down. Actually, Neo will pick up one. Zet is actually going to pick up Neo and Banana, and that's gonna have a whole trail of counter-terrorists chase him. And Delpan's going to rotate around and pick up a kill middle, so that's just brilliant.
Yeah, they've absolutely fooled this Vitriolic side now. They saw one of them running off down the banana, and the rest of them just turned around and went back to netted. And that's a brilliant little strat that they've pulled there onto Vitriolic here. And of course, if they win this one, it's game point already. Here comes Zet onto Kuban. It's now Lord and Taz. Lord will move in. Taz has taken that one. Here comes Taz all on his own. Modi goes down. It's Peter and Delpan to be killed here by Taz. It's now all on Delpan. 1 versus 1. Delpan in a nice little position here, and Taz is not going to see him in time. Delpan will take the kill, and that is match point for Meet Your Makers. They will buy up, and, well, so will Vitriolic, whatever they can, which is just about Deagles. This game should be over right here unless something really bad happens for MYM.
All you've got to say is just, wow, how impressive.
Yes, definitely.
From Meet Your Makers.
Yeah, and I think that round shows that it's not just Vitriolic playing bad. If that question was even raised during that first half, I mean, that strat that was pulled there from MYM, just a complete fooling of this Vitriolic side, pulling them all down that middle towards Banana. But now Kuban has taken off the first kill, and this could be promising. Flashes will move in now to this site. There are 2 of them in there. Neo goes down, Kuban goes down, both to Jumpy. Bomb can get planted here any second. And now Lord, Taz and Look to save the first map here for Vitriolic. They will start to work their way in. Let's watch the players with these weapons. Delpan will take out Taz first of all. Lord has shut down Zet, and it's now on Look with that with that Deagle, and he comes around. Jumpy will galil him out of the game, and that will be the end of the first map, and it will end 16-1.
I'm not sure what Taz said, but he definitely had last words walking off stage towards Meet Your Makers. And now Vitriolic will go backstage and make sure they talk about this. And if they bring a map back, then I think we're going to have a little on-stage war here. Well,
the thing is, this game is far from over now. We saw last night Nuke versus Alternate. 16-1 was the score there. And still, I really think that Vitriolic are the kind of team that once they get back into the swing of things, Jay, they will be able to, turn it around, and that third map can be good for them. They're exactly the same as MYM in the fact that they play very much, on the kind of feeling that's running through them at the moment. And losing 16-1, yeah, they feel really, really terrible. And that's a bad thing. But if they forget about this map, which I don't think is so easy, but moving into Nuke, they'll have good confidence after their trouncing of Alternate last night. And they have to start off well, and they really have to make an early mark on this match.
Absolutely. Early is the key word. If they don't start off strong, they're going to be, tailing. Even if they can keep it close in the first half, that's where, potentially they can come through. But at the moment, Vitriolic need to start off strong. Otherwise, Meet Your Makers, if they get a strong start, will probably just keep the momentum going. And honest, that's pretty much it. That's could what happen. We'll have to see.
Yep, certainly. So Vitriolic are backstage right now having a chat and seeing how they can rectify this and bring the next map in their favour, which of course will be Nuke. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back it will be the second map of Meet Your Makers versus Vitriolic here in the first semi-final of the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge Dubai. Don't go anywhere. So welcome back then to the first semi-final here in the Counter-Strike 1.6 tournament here in Dubai. And we will now move on to the second map, which of course will be DE Nuke. This is Vitriolic's choice. I'm really interested actually to see how MYM handle things now, because Vitriolic, we saw them last night with a 16-1 win over Alternate. And I think, of course, this is going to be a tough match for them, but the feeling is very, very high in the MYM camp right now, and Vitriolic have had a long chat backstage, so maybe they can turn this around. But again, Jay, as we said at the end of before the break, this has got to be a good start, because if they let MYM feel good again, they've already proven what can happen there.
Yeah, and this information may not be relevant, but I do actually believe this is the first time MYM have played Nuke at the tournament, considering they didn't have to do relegations, and almost every game they had was on Inferno.
Well, we're going to get the 9th round underway, and we'll see how MYM get off to the start here. If they get CT side and win pistol, I don't know what's going to happen there. Too hard to predict at this stage. Vitriolic, though, I think aren't going to just roll over and die in this one. Here is the 9th. They're starting off well here for Vitriolic and for MYM, but it is just kill for kill at the minute. 3 versus 3, and exact same health pretty much for these two teams. We will have Neo taking down Delpan. 2 versus 3. Modi brings it back to a 2-on-2. Modi then takes down Kuban, and it's now all on Luke. What can he do? Modi will have a hat-trick at the end, and that will be MYM to pick up the 9th round, and then of course choose CT side here to get the game started. So they've got maybe an early advantage. Let's hope that Vitriolic can keep the head up if they go behind here.
You have to see certainly a nice victory there, the battle, but not the war just yet. And if you are watching in the crowd, as a few spectators are, our very own Carmack will be giving away T-shirts at halftime, Intel Extreme Masters T-shirts, ESL T-shirts. So
Lincoln from Fnatic, who Quake Live player, is actually stuck around for 3 days now, just so he could get his hands on a T-shirt.
Yeah, that, and I think he wants to go pro in CS. His aim's not good enough for Quake.
Well, let's see. We're going to get into this one. It is a second map of Vitriolic versus MYM, and MYM have a 1-0 lead. And look at this push. It's going to be quick. Nice flash from Vitriolic to start things off there. I'm not sure what happened, but it certainly didn't go the direction that they wanted to, and Neo has already fallen. Lord will get himself a USP from Neo there, who was just peeking out through the hut, and now we will see the move. Not a great grenade either there, which did a little bit of damage to Luke, but they have lost Kuban to Modi. So this is not looking promising for Vitriolic. With 2 people down there, Delpan will be the man to look out through the vents. Finally, Vitriolic get their first frag of the round. It's a double for Lord, down now to a 3 versus 3, and this round certainly is doable for the Poles. Lord has taken a lot of damage. The bomb is planted though. Let's see what they can do. Lord is dead. It's now Taz and Luke. As Modi takes down Luke, it's all on Taz, and Pitta will take him. Bomb will get defused here by Modi, and MYM will pick up pistol here on CT side of Nuke and get off to well, a dream start, let's say, if they're not already in dreamland after winning the first map 16-1.
TT side pistol. Wow, Vitriolic took 2 kills from Lord. They had a bad start. It was nice that they went to plant lower. Delpan, as we saw, didn't quite connect with his shots. But eventually, your makers punished him. So let's see what Vitriolic are going to be able to do with pistols. Actually, they've got 5 flashes.
Fast push here into the upper side. Pitta will take down Kuban. We're going to have Jumpy moving into a position here to spoil the party, but it will be Pitta who's racking the kills up. The 1 grenade frag did come around from Lord.
It's pretty expensive that round as well. They had 8 cheese flashes and deagles. Very unsuccessful.
Yeah, 1 kill certainly won't compensate for what they've spent, but MYM take the 2-0 lead now. And we'll see if Vitriolic will bounce back and manage to pull anything a little more spectacular out from this round. Looks like we could be seeing different kind of push, at least from a couple of these players.
Yep.
We do have the boost up there onto the red rock. Taz has taken early damage here from a FAMAS. Now we will see He dropped down in towards the outer area. Delpan here will fire away. Pitter's taken down Luke as well. Now Taz will come around the corner. He knows that he's got lots to fight here, as he is now 1 versus 5. Peter will make it another perfect round for Meet Your Makers, who take the 3-0 lead. But now Vitriolic have AKs, and now they have to make a mark on this match.
Yeah, they have. They tried doing the grenades and deagles, didn't work out, so they had to save. And now they are back on the buy, so they've given away 3 rounds on their T side, and only Lord is able to get a kill at the moment. He's got 3, everyone else has got 0. Let's see if they can build on this.
Well, there is the early start, and you can see by the aggressive grenading there, that upper side may just be the target. We've got 1 man in radio room. Taz will move through after the headshot from Jumpy, but here comes a quick triple. Zet will take another one. It's all on Neo. What can Neo do? 1 versus 2. Does have the bomb. He is going to just hop around here. He's got plenty of time to throw these last 2 defenders off any defending positions that they have. The outside looks clear to him, but
definitely not.
It's just a trick of the mind, because there is one out there. You can see Zet's position and Delpan's position, and if Delpan hits anything near what he hits on him, what he hit on Inferno, this will be a very interesting finish. Delpan's still watching there. Neo will move around. Delpan surely he's going to get the shot off here. Neo will move and Delpan will take it, and that will be the first gun round to Meet Your Makers. 4-0, perfect start to this second map for them.
And they had a very strong opener, Vitriolic. They got the first 2 kills, but when pushing through Squeaky, seemed like they were ready. Zet picked up 2 with the FAMAS, and that was definitely enough with his teammate, who also got a 3rd to kind of leave him crippled. And Neo did have a lot of time, went to ramp room, made some noise, but they didn't think he was going lower. Actually, they stayed Benson on outside, so well played. We are going to have Deagle's Glocks going to ramp.
Let's see what Mori can do here, because they have pushed straight down into that ramp area. Peter will take down 2 before he's dropped by the Deagle of Neo. Modi comes in there. There is 1 man standing, and it will be Modi to take him. And there's the first third of this first half, going flawlessly to Meet Your Makers. And looking at the scoreboard, Peter is the outstanding player so far on 11-2, but again, there's not many deaths there. Modi, Delpan and Zet only died once each, and Lord is carrying the way with 3 kills for Vitriolic. But still, this game is in the early stages, and it still could be turned on its head. But we'll have to see what Vitriolic can muster. Again, there's lots of grenades down in towards that ramp. But look at those grenades there, and that's a great little bit of comeback from this MYM side. It's now a 4-on-3, advantage Vitriolic. This could double their round total for the game. You now have Zet and Pitta, who have got 2 kills apiece. Sorry, 1 kill apiece, now 2 for Zet, and all of a sudden, it's on Taz. Flash into that lower sight. There's Zet, there's Pitta. Pitta will be watching from the vents, and it's turned around. And MYM, you know, these situations where maybe they shouldn't be winning, they are winning. And that's bringing their morale so much higher every time it happens. And Vitriolic are just really down right now.
Yeah, they are. And I like the way Zet's just being critical for him in these last couple of rounds. He's stood very strong. He's picked up a double each time, but the grenades, when they came through hut over towards radio room, were devastating. We are going to have a fast push. That will go down finally. Jumpy from the outside will get spray onto Luke as he tries to go through Squeaky. The bomb is down there, but Delpan and Jumpy are somewhat out of position. Oh, Moody's moved for radio room, and he's made a big kill. And there comes a second in hut, and now Lord has the bomb, and he's probably not going to even be able to plan. One man remaining is Taz. He had 3 around him. There's another big round. That is huge. And there's something just not clicking with Vitriolic.
I don't think it's going to click either.
Every time they try, it's just... they're just getting outclassed in this semi-finals.
Yeah, 7-0. We're almost, well, you could say halfway, I suppose, to the end of this first half. And it's, again, been completely flawless for MYM. Been a little bit more difficult, I'd say, though, this second map so far, but still, they've held on to it. This round, there will be some wall spam from Vitriolic, and that's what they need to do. Neo is taking out Delpan and Zet. That's the start that Vitriolic were looking for. Jumpy goes down. This could be the first round, finally, for this side. In comes Pitta. He's taken down 2. He's taken down 3.
And the bomb
and it's
drops.
now, yeah, the bomb is down in a position where Pitta should be able to cover. Now Neo will look to return fire. He's going to make his way in. Pitta will take him down. This is a 1 versus 5. Pitta has brought it to a 1 versus 1. It's Luke versus Pitta. Here is Pitta. Look, will come around, and there's the let off for Vitriolic. And well, there's a pat on the back for Pitta there, but if it had pulled it off, that would have, I don't know, probably killed Vitriolic.
That round would have summed up this semi-finals, really. You know, the feeling of what's been happening. But certainly, Neo went in there. Could have waited for Luke. For at least Luke to know the situation of Pitta. But still, great round. But 1 on the board then for Vitriolic. 7-1.
Yeah, quick push again. This time Taz gets his head taken off by Zet. Smokes her out into the hut. They will start to edge in for an attack. Kuben's going to flash up towards Rafters, and he will follow through here from that hut area. Does get the kill onto Pitta and to Zet. Good push from Kuben. Luke has lost a lot of health, but they could be in trouble now. The flashes have come in. Muddy will get the 2 frags at the end, and it's a quick retort from MYM to bring them into a 9-1 lead. Sorry, 8-1 lead.
Certainly, Vitriolic almost feeling like they could breathe a sigh of relief picking up 1 round, but aren't able to string together 2. So,
well, at least they doubled their round totals for this game. It's always a start. You know, Vitriolic have so much to pick up in this game if they want any chance of moving through into the final. Here come the grenades again. Lord will pretty much catch it. And now they push onto this outer area. Zet will be watching and waiting. Let's get around. See what we can see from Zet. Pitta will actually finish the job. Here's Jumpy just outside of the hut. Taz has taken 1, but Zet had already moved in from that upper area. And that will be 9-1 MYM. We've got 5 rounds remaining in the first half.
Back on the buy.
Guess the scoreline.
Last time I was way wrong, so... Actually, no, I was right. I did actually think
659 to -2 didn't add up.
-2. Yeah, but I did actually think 16-1. So I should have wrote down my proper answer.
Well, now we have Vitriolic in position, and this is something we've not seen enough of, in my opinion. Early wall banging, especially once MYM have got themselves settled in the positions. This can really make a difference, although this round it's kind of worked the opposite way. Neo and Luke have both lost health early on in the round. Kuben could be ready to move in now. Lord will drop down the ladders as well. Slow first few seconds here.
And they've got Jumpy covering Pat. They've got Pitta on top of Pat. Delpan in ladder room. He's actually just rotated around to ramp, which is possibly where the push is going to come in. So it's going to be Moody to defend from the back of ramp.
Well, let's get around quickly to Modi, who actually backed away there for a second. Zet from the outer area has taken his first kill. Here's Delpan, flashed up. Let's get back around. Modi will be the next one to face an attack. He takes the first one, and he's got the bomb, but Kuben will quickly reply, and it's a 3 versus 3. Jumpy has taken down Luke in that upper site, but his other 2 teammates, Luke, are in a good position, but here comes Pitta from the vents and takes the double at the end. And again, there's so many individual performances here coming out from MYM, but as a team, they're very solid, and that's what you need, you know, the teamwork to carry you through, but also those individual players just to, well, really push you forward. And that's what, if you look at Pitta's score right now at 22-5 after 11 rounds, you can clearly see. Modi and Zet with 14-4 and 10-4. Taz is top fragger for the polls at the moment with 6.
Back on the eco of Vitriolic.
Yep, and again, we've seen an early push here. This time, it will be coming around for Modi. Or will he just wait it out here by the radio room? Grenades will fall. Neo is taken down by Jumpy. Jumpy setting him up for another one, and he will fly in with Luke actually going for that burst fire. Where is the last man? It was Lord, and Jumpy took him. And MYM pick up another one. It's 11-1. 3 rounds to go.
Yeah, we are going to have a bye round now for Vitriolic, so let's see. They can at least extend their scoreline. One's not going to be a great finish, so certainly if they end up on that going into the second half. And they have been talked about as a hot and cold team. I don't know if they're going to be able to warm up enough though in the semi-finals, but certainly doable. Only in the first half of the second map.
Well, Modi again will get into that defensive position. Let's see if he can pull anything out from this, whether he will be pushed down by the poles. You can see, or hear, that there is a lot of wall banging going on, trying to take that early health away. Peter has lost a little, and the poles are still on full health. They still haven't made a decision as to where they're going. Neo, at the moment, playing on Red Rock.
They've done a lot of damage with the wall banging though, so this is the first time it's really looking good for Vitriolic. Depends on the opener, and it doesn't look like they're going to go up.
Move. The flash comes in onto Modi. We will be lucky that he stays alive. This time Delpan will back him up. Modi will now move his way back towards that ramp room. He does go down to look. It's 4 versus 4. Peter quickly replies. Taz is going to move into this upper site. Now let's watch Jumpy, who is just waiting here outside of the hut. It's now Kuban and Taz to bring something back for Vitriolic. Kuban's lost a lot of health. Here comes Zet, who drops down into the window, gets the 1. It's now all on Taz, who does get 2, but Delpan will be there for the safety. And MYM pick another one, 12-1.
Definitely think Delpan was a big player that round. When Modi was actually flashed up, he managed to save him versus Neo, and also picking up the end kill. Though nice from Zet, got the initial kill there on top of Hut. Did drop down through the window, picked up a second as well. So great play still from MYM, and to actually stand that strong, considering how much damage they took off the wall bangs, very impressive. And we are going to see AKs going outside, but Jumpy, Zet and Pitta were set up to defend Squeaky. They went all the way around the outside.
And this could be interesting now, because they're not going to know it. Kuban has moved in onto that outer area. Pitta will take his first onto Lord. Kuban has moved around aggressively. Look where Pitta is right now.
He was actually in lobby to get that. Oh, I thought he was in lobby to get that kill. Impressive.
And he will now work his way, and this is what could prove very difficult. But to be honest, the poles, if we look at the overlay, have decided to move their way down into that lower site. Kuban takes out Pitta. Jumpy will have himself 1 frag. Zet looking up towards the top where Kuban was that last time. Now it's 3 versus 2. Modi, Zet and Jumpy to keep this record up for Meet Your Makers. Jumpy watching that lower box. Neo there as well. And they may change their decisions here, because Kuban is in that upper area. And he's got a good bit of vision onto that site. This is what could be the interesting part though. Flash is going out from Zet. Modi has taken out Kuban. They will pop up, and it's a double from Modi to finish off this round. 13-1 and the final round of this first half. And I can't quite believe what we're seeing, if I'm honest. How many times at an international level semi-final with the caliber of teams that we've had here have you seen a 16-1 and then possibly another 16-1 straight after?
I didn't think it was that possible.
Not many.
Certainly Fnatic started the trend off in the relegations over to K23.
Yeah, there was a bit of a trend here for that kind of scoreline. At the moment, it's looking perfect for that 14-1 half-time score. Here comes Luke though. Zet had just opened Squeaky door with his back turned. Here comes Neo as well. This round could just be saved. Luke has taken down Jumpy. It's now Modi and Delpan. Modi goes down, and now Delpan.
It would be so important
this half
for Vitriolic to actually win a situation where they weren't expected to, because when it's come down to these 2-on-2s, 2-on-3s, if there's ever been one, they've just lost them, so they really need to pick this one up.
Well, Neo's taken down Delpin there, and that's a good finish to this first half. 13-2 it will end. Which
I wonder if
I
MYM
guess
are going
gives
to
a bit more hope to Vitriolic moving into the second half, Jay.
Yeah, I wonder if MYM are actually going to bother standing up and having a little talk. They can do, but I think they consider this one over. Whether or not that's going to be the case.
I'd say it's definitely not over, but from the form that we've seen in this game so far, you know, 16-1.
A strong CT side would be possible for Vitriolic.
Well, Vitriolic know what they have to do. They have been in these situations before, so they know how to go about it. But that's the interesting part, whether MYM will keep up this form. They've lost just 3 rounds so far over 1.5 maps. We will start off this pistol round. Let's see if Vitriolic can mount a comeback here onto a very strong MYM side. Right now, Zet just checking out the hut. Maybe it's going to be a fairly fast push in here. Zet didn't see the man on rafters. That was Taz. Neo will pick up the second frag as well of this round, and it's a promising start. Neo will actually get the flash out there, but Kuban follows his flash up with a HE, which killed Neo. There is Luke on the outside. It's Pitter and Jumpy versus 4.
That should be enough. Picking up that final kill was probably going to bring them.
Yeah, it should be enough.
Pitter, though, moving around on the outside. He might meet Luke.
He will indeed meet Luke, and he's knocked a good shot off there as well, but Luke will quickly bring it back and pick up the frag onto Jumpy. Now it's all on Pitter, 1 versus 4. Will he be able to surprise Vitriolic? We saw in the first half Pitter peeling off a 1 versus 5 back to a 1 versus 4. Can he do it again and take down 4 men in 1 round? He's got the bomb. He's got 15 seconds to work it. As that time ticks away, this round becomes more and more difficult, and Luke will be there in the vent, and there is the hope for Vitriolic. They bring it back 13-3. Still a very, very long way to come back in this game though.
Yeah, certainly, but as we mentioned before, definitely doable for such an experienced team like Vitriolic. And CT side will favour them slightly, well, a lot in this half.
I know they can do this. I mean, we saw how they played against Alternate on that CT side, so it's just got to be, again, pretty much the same kind of story for them. Here comes the grenades. Neo will watch that ramp room. Looks like we will see a 3-man push coming in from the outer with Deagles. Let's see what they can pull off. They have managed the 1 kill from Modi, but the game is pretty much being mopped up by the rest of these Vitriolic defenders, and they win second round, 13-4.
Being told by the manager there, or coach, to keep them quiet. No reason for MYM to make any more noise yet. Also, once again, on the save.
Let's have a look at the setup. Of course, it's going to be another eco round here. They want to save up and just buy out when they can do it fully and seal this game off, rather than trying to do it early on. They have got the kill onto Kuban. Here comes Taz though with 2 quick frags, and now it's all on Modi. He will be pressured until he surely goes down. Yep, Taz finishes it with the USP. So that's the 3 rounds that Vitriolic were looking for. But now we will move into the first gun round of this second half.
The biggest round of the match for Vitriolic.
Yeah.
Lose this one.
And it's
go for
15.
3rd and 4th.
Yeah. Let's see then. You can probably expect it to slow down maybe from MYM now that they have those weapons, and we're going to see that early wall span to take away the health. Pitter worked his way up towards that ladder. And MYM will just push, but actually they've been knocked aggressive by Luke there. Kuban and Taz have both taken damage though, so his first few seconds were pretty successful for MYM despite losing Pitta.
Neo to defend ramp.
Well, let's see then. Let's watch Neo. They may start to push in. We'll spam through the smoke. Yeah, we'll continue to spray here, will MYM. And
he did a lot
Neo's
of damage
actually
there,
done some good damage there as he hit the corner. Will they push though? They're running the clock down here, 50 seconds remaining. Delpan just waiting out here to cover anyone pushing from Squeaky. Zet will watch the outer. Muddy is still hanging around maybe for a push on this ramp, but now we hit the 30-second mark and there's got to be a commitment soon from Meet Your Makers. Neo's taken a lot of damage. Muddy will peek through the smoke and they are going to push into ramp room. Kuban has taken one. Quick reply, it's now a 3 versus 3 as they start to move in. Neo is dead, it's now on Kuban and Lord against Zet, Jumpy and Delpan. His vent's knocked out. Well, look side to side. Good stuff from Delpan. It's now all on Lord. 1 versus 3. What can he do? He goes. He takes Jumpy. Well, it's a quick reply from Zet, and they will pick up the round and move to 14-5. 2 rounds away from the grand finals here in Dubai.
And certainly, as you can expect it, if you weren't able to hear at home, MYM exercising their vocal cords. Rightly so. Have to see if Vitriolic can bounce back. They need to bounce back. They need this round.
Right now we can see 3-man push towards that outer area actually from the terrorist side of Meet Your Makers. Let's see if Vitriolic are at all prepared for what's going to hit them here in the coming moments. There are the smokes down towards the back. Probably will take it lower, to be honest, from this position. Lord will look at window, but won't be able to see anything. There he goes. Zet will move in through the back, and this will be a clever push, actually, as MYM moving through the backside. Zet has opened up this ramp room area after taking down Neo and Lord. They will now go into this lower site and look to move on to game point. Taz is dead. It's now Kuban and Luke to save the day. Here is Luke in probably the most dangerous position right now for the MYM side. Window is knocked out. Luke will fire away. He was aiming at the left man. The right man came around, and now Kuban inside the ramp room is dead, and that is match point for MYM. 15-5. Vitriolic have no money for this last round. Yeah, bought whatever they could in the last one, and now it's all Deagles or nothing.
We
and
see
a FAMAS.
3 Deagles, 1 FAMAS. Deagle and Flash for Kuban. Last chance.
Yeah, it is definitely a last chance. Vitriolic, will they play something a little bit out of the ordinary, or will they just hope to hold on in the positions that they've chosen in the last rounds? So far, so good. Taz has lost a bit of health. Delpan just been spamming those walls. There's Taz with the Famasu. It's going to have to be the big player, actually, from Vitriolic this round, should they want to actually win it. Just keep themselves in the game. Looking ramp room. Neo could have peeked through radio, but the push, as you can see, is coming towards the outer side. And it is going to be Taz that actually does the job with the FAMAS, at least for the 1 frag. But will that be enough? Flashes down into ramp room. Pitta is going to move his way up now into this upper site, and this could be very bad for Vitriolic. Delpan has taken down. Look, they're in now, and this bomb can get planted. Where are the rest? There's Lord. There's Neo. Neo will be fired on from above. Lord is going to push through Hook, but he's already taken lots of damage. It's now on Kuban, who's got himself 2. It's a 1 versus 2. AK now in the hands, but Peter will spray him down from Squeaky Door, and it will end 16-5 in favour of Meet Your Makers, and they will take this semi-final 2-0 in a very, very dominant performance. And well, Vitriolic going down there.
Yeah, Vitriolic will be playing in the 3rd, 4th playoffs, and they know that was, just all about Meet Your Makers.
Certainly was.
Shaking hands, and honestly, it's we do know that SK and Fnatic are playing next. They were also in the crowd as well, and whether or not there could be a new King of Sweden here, as far as top dog's concerned, we'll have to find out a little bit later, because we will have 2 Swedish teams in the finals, and that's our next matchup. But just congratulations to Meet Your Makers. They really played amazingly, deserved everything they got. Scoreline was very, very impressive, and I wonder what SK and Fnatic are thinking.
I'm not sure, but they've got to concentrate on a game before they tackle Meet Your Makers, and that's of course between each other. And it just shows like the strength of Swedish Counter-Strike right now. In Chengdu, 2 weeks ago, it's top 1 and 2 Swedish, and this event will be top 1 and 2 Swedish as well, with MYM already going through, and Fnatic and SK battling it out for that second spot. So that's pretty much it for us for now, but when we come back, we will of course move into the second semi-final, which will be SK versus Fnatic. MYM will be waiting for them in the final. It's going to be a great game, and we'll see you then.
He does the job that he needs to do and get that back on the exit. Absolutely brilliant. We just witnessed the greatest moment in world history as an e-sport. It was absolutely incredible. Overcome the biggest team to win the Intel Extreme Masters.